That's gonna be an old one. I just restarted it, so go back to YouTube and find the new one. Yeah, it should be. It should say live on there. How's the tie line? Okay, we got good levels now on our computer here, so we're streaming again. Is the Phil? You're unmuted.
I'm unmuted? Oh, that's good to know.
Well, you want to? I had to start a brand new stream, so you want to find that says live. Yeah, it's a brand new one. Um, I don't want to delete it because it might mess the new one up. We've had that done before, so okay, audio test one, two. I'm gonna play. All right, let me. Phil, can you go to Guthrie's page Facebook
Yep.
and see how the audio is? Let's see.
Go ahead, Chris.
Audio test one, two, three, four, five. Audio test one, two, three, four, five. We're hot on Facebook. Go to YouTube real quick and test that one out. Cody Knox, audio is good. YouTube side of things. Thank you. Ernesto says perfect on Facebook. It's really low. Okay. It's really low. I can turn it up. Let me see if I can turn it up here. Let me get back to the mixer here. Audio test one, two, three, four, five on the station.
Oh boy.
Is that any better for the station? One, two, three, four, five. That sounds better.
Good.
Radar.
Jeff said he can hear us now, but he can't comment.
What? Just hey, Shine. If you guys got to do something, we're in no big hurry. So whatever you got to do to. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yep, no big deal. That'll work. Just glad it's all working. Finally.
Well, Mr. Chappell can't comment, but he can hear. That's the perfect scenario for us.
It's working for everybody else. See if it's working here. Isaiah says hello. Oh, did the comment?
It's hot in here.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
Comments working?
Yep.
Oklahoma, huddle up. It's time to go inside the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. The High School Huddle will take you where you want to go with coaches, players, your phone calls, texts, and tweets. Join the huddle and let's talk high school sports.
Good Wednesday evening to you here. It is playoff football time in Oklahoma. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church, along with Cheyenne and Bill back in our Stillwater studio. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you, taking you to the top of the hour as we get set for Week 11 of the high school football season. Playoff brackets are here. A lot of news on and off the field. Just an exciting time. Basketball practices are on the way. Basketball scrimmages are on the way. Cheerleading state championships are around the corner. It is a busy time of the year. Wrestling's practicing. They're going through their...
You know what the men do when the boys are playing basketball.
Oh, there it is. Got that one out of the way early this year.
I joke. Not really. No, it's a busy time of year, like you said, and everybody has a million things going on. I mean, this is probably the most enjoyable time of the year for me, sports-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, college football's heating up. High school football's heating up. You got the kids in the rooms wrestling. You got the kids in the gym getting ready for basketball. You got, like you talked about, you have cheerleaders who people don't realize, I mean, you know, these aren't the cheerleaders that used to go out and perform when I was a kid. These are elite athletes that are out doing this stuff, and I'm tell you what, it's impressive what they do. So there's just a ton of stuff going on.
We'll talk about cheerleading here in a little bit, but speaking of warming up, the atmosphere is warming up. We got Guthrie here just had a little bit of rain and some small hail come through here, so we had a thunderstorm warning there for a while. We got some hail here at the studios.
We've covered the hail, Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying.
Chris thinks it's funny that not one but two of my vehicles and possibly my house and a travel trailer all took damage. He thinks that's funny.
It was very small hail. Very, very small. I don't think.
And I got my stuff at John Vance Motors, so that's quality stuff. So I'm good.
All right. Well, again, our title sponsor is our good friends at Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. 2524 West Noble Avenue. Lead pastor Josh Seabolt and his crew out there. Website, generationsguthrie.com. Our video audience getting a check at that. You can go on Facebook, also find them at Generations Guthrie. It's a place to come and look for answers. There's no one perfect person here, so we will not judge you, and that's a great thing. So, Generations Church.
Great people. Outstanding citizens.
All right. Let's get to some of my notes here that I have. By the way, National Signing Day. Not too many of them to get into on this show, but today's National Signing Day, the early period. That's why college football coaches are getting fired in the middle of the season, so they can
I thought it had to do with monkeys and stuff like that. No?
Wins, losses, nothing to do with that. But
okay.
Well, here's some news off the field, off the court, off the mat, however you want to put that. Today, the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Association held their monthly meeting, and with a vote of 11-2, the state tournament for 6A and 5A boys and girls is headed to the University of Oklahoma for this year. 23 and 24, so a 3-year deal, 22, 23, and 24, 5A and 6A state basketball tournaments. It had been at the Mabee Center on the campus of Oral Roberts since 2010, but they put the bids in there. I think Oklahoma State University also was considered in there. So the state basketball tournament for 6A and 5A will be held on March 10th, 11th, and 12th. And so all from class the smallest to the largest will be in the Oklahoma City West metro area. Of course, all the other smaller schools, 4A and down, being played at the State Fairgrounds, 6A and 5A at the Lloyd Noble Center.
I think that's good. I mean, it's been over on the east side for forever and a day. It's good to get it over here, and I know our friends over in Tulsa probably aren't too happy, but you bid on it, and whoever bids and puts together the best package, they're going to win. So.
Yeah. So that happened just today. So that's new news today. Happened earlier this week. Tulsa Union Public Schools, their Board of Education approved the new mascot for Tulsa Union.
They had one.
The Red Hawks. Used to be the Redskins.
Okay. We've talked about this. It's always Union.
Union.
It's also Jinx. I mean, you don't really think of
Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why for those two.
What about Spartans? You think of Spartans?
Bixby?
Yeah.
Or we should all stand at attention if we're going to say that name, because that, boys, is the best football team in the state of Oklahoma. They're amazing.
One of the best in the nation. Actually.
Oh, no doubt. No, they're a phenomenal team. But, yeah, I think there are those teams like Guthrie. And when I say that, it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the programs, because when you say Guthrie, it's kind of – you'll hear a lot of people say the Blue Jays over Guthrie. I never once heard anybody talk about Union say, the Redskins.
Yeah.
I mean, it just isn't synonymous with Union. Or
Well,
wasn't
what about Jaguars?
Jacksonville?
Westmore.
Oh, Westmore. No, I don't think about it.
Everyone calls them Westmore.
Yeah, I think so. Don't you?
Stillwater. I always think
Pioneers. I hear a lot of people say the Pioneers.
Yeah.
Carl Albert. I hear a lot of people say the Titans.
Yeah.
I think when you hear the Titans, most people.
The Palace on Post Road.
Well, most people will say, "Oh, that's Carl Albert."
Yeah.
I mean, so I think there's some schools that their mascot's more synonymous with the town than others, and just for me, it's always just Union. I mean, I like Red Hawks. I think that's good. I think that's a good choice, and it was by a pretty big margin.
Yeah, cousin Nathan never knew Tulsa Union had a mascot.
Yeah, I mean I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. I mean, you just don't think of it that way.
Yeah, the Union student body, again, the Union Red Hawks was the choice of nearly 73% of the students. New name for the first time in 80 years.
Yeah. You can do a whole series on all the whys and the
that's
why nots, but I don't care about that. I mean, I care that it's been changed. I think they handled it right. They went to the student body and let them pick.
Yeah.
And it was a resounding. It wasn't like it was 51-49. I mean, it was.
The other choice, the other option was Bison. That was the other semifinal one there. So.
'Cause I think Bison. Who do you think of when you hear Bison?
I think of OBU.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
North Dakota State Bison.
Yeah, the Bison. I think,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think this more. There's certain schools you always think of, because when I hear Trojans in Oklahoma,
Jinx.
If you hear Spartans,
cheerleaders, Saturday Night Live.
Was that Spartans?
I think it was.
Sure.
No.
You're being funny right now. You might want to know that before you say it.
I think it was the Spartans.
That was one of my Halloween costumes about 10 years ago.
Spartans, SNL.
It was Spartans.
It was Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan.
Uh-oh. Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, big news for them, though.
Yeah,
they got a new name. They got $35 million for a paint job.
Press box at Union Stadium, yeah.
I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
It's a paint job.
All right. As we mentioned, the playoffs are here. A very cool thing here, a nice gesture. Again, the OSSA doing it. They've done this last several years, but they're allowing veterans and one guest free admission to all first-round playoff games. Veterans will be admitted by showing their driver's license, which has a seal indicating the person is a veteran. If the individual has not renewed their license in the last couple of years, a veteran ID card or any proof of identification is acceptable. So
does that include active duty military?
I would certainly think so.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah.
That is a really nice gesture.
Cool.
I mean,
is that on your driver's license as a veteran still?
It's gotten me out of about 9 tickets. So yeah, it's absolutely there. See, I'm scared to get the real ID because I don't think on the real ID it says veteran.
Okay.
So
You got a real ID?
No. I don't want to relinquish. That's saved me a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying the real ID might not have the veteran
I don't know
option.
if it does or not. I'm a little concerned about that.
I'll call J. Kev.
Find out for me.
Stitt. I'll call up Stitt and see what.
Well, he won't know. He'll have to call somebody else.
Oh. Well, he was one of the first Oklahomans to get the card, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, he won't know.
One other note off. There's 88 playoff games this week. 130 officiating crews applied for the playoffs. So that's good news. You were talking about the shortage of officials. Well, this year, 130 crews applied for the 88 playoff spots. Those were handed out over the weekend. So congratulations to all the officiating crews who got playoff games. Maybe not. Some of them didn't get games this week. That means they're probably going to get games later on. The longer the playoffs go on, so that's pretty cool.
That is good. That's good to hear. And I mean, but we still got to get people out there that want to get involved. That can, and man, if we didn't do radio, I'd be on your rear about us putting a crew together because that'd just be fun. Traveling to the games and staying involved in the sport, and so if you have any interest in that, just make sure you reach out to the. I would assume you could reach right out to the OSSAA, right? if you have an interest in learning how to become an
absolutely.
official.
Yeah, absolutely.
To
They'll
do
get
that.
you in the right spot.
Real quick, Ernesto.
You can go to the OSSA website for officials as well.
Ernesto said it does have veteran on the ID.
Cody Knox watching on YouTube says, I didn't know Phil was in the military. Thank you for your service, Phil.
Thanks, Cody.
And as you said, Ernesto says it does.
So. Yeah, so that's good. I was the best cook the military ever had.
So you can get you can get your real ID.
I can make a mean scramble.
I gotta get a real ID as well. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, you just need an ID, period.
Oh, I got multiple.
Oh, okay. I know.
Okay, one more note before we start talking the games. By the way, coming up in the show, we have our new rankings. We have a full resume. All 10 games are in the books.
Yep.
Take a look at the entire season as a whole.
Yep.
So our rankings might be shuffled a little bit. There was a few upsets last week. We're also going to look at every single bracket there is, make our projections of who we think will be in the state championship game this season, all the way from 6A all the way down to C. And then we'll take a look at some of the games as well. So we got a busy show here on tap tonight. Let's take a look at some other notes real here. The OSSA announced today the state championship dates and times for the state championship games. And this year, a state champion will be crowned on Thursday in 6A2 football. That will be set again. All these games are at University of Central Oklahoma in Edmond. But Thursday, December 2nd at 7 o'clock will be the 6A2 game. And then it gets busy Friday and Saturday. And then the week after that, on the 11th, will be Class A and 2A.
So will Bixby be the first team ever crowned on a Thursday night?
No, there's been Thursday games before.
Has there?
Yeah, there has, yeah.
Okay.
Usually the larger schools have that.
Yeah.
I know 6A1 has had a few of those.
Thursday championship?
On Thursdays, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just for our radio audience, I'm going to go in class order, so it's easier to do it that way. But Class 6A1 will be Saturday, December 4th at 1 o'clock. The 6A2 game will be Thursday, December 2nd at 7 o'clock. The Class 5A state championship will be Saturday, December 4th at 7 o'clock. The Class 4A state championship will be Friday, December 3rd at 7 o'clock. The Class 3A championship will be Friday, December 3rd at 1 o'clock. The Class 2A state championship will be Friday, December 11th at 7 o'clock. And the Class A state championship will be Saturday, December 11th at 1 o'clock. Class B and C site location have not been determined yet. But
Northwestern
sponsored
or
has done
hosted
before.
in the past.
Yeah.
Good options out there.
Yeah, out there. So that information came out today as well on the state championship games. Well, we need to take our opening timeout. We're going to begin looking at brackets.
Okay.
And you got a team like Moore.
Yeah.
7-3, one of the best years they've had in some time.
Yeah.
Still not good enough to make the playoffs.
Beat in the season by beating Mustang. Mustang's in the playoffs. Moore's watching.
Yeah. It comes down to those tiebreakers sometimes. They have the same record as Norman North, same district record 4-3, but head-to-head's the first tiebreaker, and that's obviously the right. I mean, that's the way you got to have it.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's just. I feel bad for the Moore Lions because we've got a connection there with our good buddy, and they had a heck of a year. You feel bad for them. Had a good year.
Cash and Wildcats, there are going to be some great second-round games. Yeah. Cash is going to be one of those. So we got a lot to get to. Stay with us here as we're going to take our opening timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by our good friends at Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Along with Cheyenne, still on studio, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you here, taking you up to the top of the hour. Week number 10, there's a few good games out there. The one that we were really interested, Guthrie had Western Heights. That game was over pretty quick, so we were able to watch the ending of several games last week. But the one that we were really watching close, just because of playoff implications in Class 5A football, was that Ardmore-Lawton MacArthur game. It was back and forth in the final 2 minutes or so. MacArthur thought they had won the ball game, but a flag on the field goal. Yeah. And so there was a second opportunity. That one was blocked. Yeah. And so Ardmore wins that game 41-40, three-way tie. Lawton MacArthur still, due to district points, still the district champions. Ardmore finishes second and Noble finishes third, but that was an entertaining ball game.
Yeah, it was crazy. It had a little bit of everything. You had a great running back from from Lawton Mac that has set all kinds of records.
Isaiah Gray.
He said the fact that they go out and kick a field goal, penalty, have to do it again, block.
Yeah.
And we had our team we were cheering for, but it was an entertaining game and a lot of fun and two great football teams.
Remember way back when, like week 2 of the season, Carl Albert was 0-2.
Yep.
Like, just watch, it'll play out.
Yep.
I know they graduated 50 people, and they got a new coach this year, got a new quarterback, and lost one of their top running backs to Arkansas. Just let it play out.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, the district champions. They won 7 in a row. Yeah. And but we're going to talk 5A football here. By the way, remember we were talking about Grove trying to lose. Well, it ended up playing in their favor. They ended up being okay.
How's that? Well,
there was a three-way tie, and Grove was able to prevail in the.
So they still won district.
They were still good. So, UConn, Edmond Memorial almost got UConn. Yep. UConn needed overtime to beat Edmond Memorial. 29-28 was that final there. So, anyway, Bixby, longest winning streak continues. They're at 46 right now. 69-20 over Booker T, Washington.
Getting a little old.
Bixby's just going through everybody with ease.
Just tearing people up.
All right, Phil, let's take a look at rankings and playoffs. We will begin with 6A1 football and the rankings for Chris Evans. Jinx 1, Union 2, Owasso 3, Broken Arrow 4. So you're talking about the West Side trying to get in there. My top 4, I have all East Side School. That fifth spot, I went with Mustang, but it came down to Mustang, Norman North, and Edmond Santa Fe.
Yep.
I went with Mustang. They have the best victory of the season. They took down Owasso. I have Mustang at number 5.
Yeah, and I've got the same 4 in that exact order as you do: Jinx, Union, Owasso, Broken Arrow. And then I have Norman North at my number 5 spot. I can't get past the fact that Moore beat Mustang to end the year, and they're, I mean, I can't get past that.
Yeah.
So, and Edmond Santa Fe definitely warrants consideration for that. They'd be right there, 6-7. So good football teams in 6A1 should be a fun bracket.
Let's take a look at that 6A1 bracket, Phil. It's Norman North at Jinx. Norman North 7-3, taking on the 9-1 Jinx Trojans. Edmond Santa Fe finishing 6-4 on the year. They're at Mustang with a record of 6-4. So 2 West Side schools will battle that one out. We would certainly think the winner of that one more than likely will get Jinx. We'll get our thoughts here in a second. Yep. Yukon 4-6 headed to Tulsa Union. Owasso 8-2 on the year, taking on Broken Arrow, who is 7-3. Blankenship Bowl number 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Dad wins that again, and I think he beat him the first time. I think he'll win it again this time. I think Owasso, they've had some injuries throughout the year, and again, they lost a lot of good players. They've had a lot of kids that are kind of adjusting to the Friday night lights and all that good stuff. But I see Owasso coming out of the ball game with Broken Arrow.
If UConn can get past Union and maybe take on Owasso, anything can happen against Jinx, I think, in the state championship game. If UConn, I mean, what a run that would be if UConn could take down Union, Owasso, and Jinx. Wouldn't that be?
That'd be great. If I grew hair by next Friday, that'd be great too.
If UConn was able to do that, they would have a winning record at the end of the season too.
Yeah, they'd have that going for them. So, who do you got? Who do you got on the other side?
I think Jinx. I think if you're Jinx, you're like, wow, we're on the right side of all this on this side. We got 3 West Side schools. The East is so powerful, so Jinx has all 3 West Side schools on their side. So I think they feel confident. They got the freshman quarterback as well. Of course, Broken Arrow, Owasso, anything can happen in that game.
Happen.
And then if you have, say, Union against Broken Arrow, also anything can happen in there. So
you got Jinx and Union in the
I
finals?
think Jinx and Union are probably the 2 best teams to meet in the finals.
Yeah, I went back and forth. I mean, I like my Owasso Rams. I'm the one that started that.
Yeah,
resurgence.
You started. Yeah, that was all you.
Yeah, it was all me. But yeah, I think you're probably right. Probably going to be a boring Jinx Union final again. We've seen it 1,000 times. I think we're going to see it again this year. And I think Jinx will win that game.
All right, let's take a look at our 6A2 rankings, Phil. Bixby Spartans 3 away from the 11-man record. I got Bixby 1. I moved Choctaw back to number 2. Bixby has taken down Choctaw, Booker T. Washington, and Stillwater this year with ease. But I'm bumping Choctaw back up to the number 2 spot. Booker T. number 3, Del City number 4, and I got Stillwater at number 5.
Mine's the exact same as yours.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy then. All right. Let's take a look at the 6A2 bracket, Phil. We got some good first round matchups. Del City and Sand Springs. That game is at Del City. Del City 9-1 on the year. Sand Springs 7-3. The other side of the bracket will feature Deer Creek 8-2 on the year. Their best season, I think, in 6A2 ever after making the move from 5A to 6A2. I believe that's their best record ever. They are at Choctaw, who is also an 8-2 record. Again, Choctaw lost to Bixby and a team out of Dallas for their only 2 losses. That's on one side. The other side of the bracket, Bixby takes on Putnam City North, and Booker T. Washington on the road at Stillwater.
Yeah, and this is a tough one for me because obviously I think Del City's the heavy favorite against Sand Springs, my Sandites, and we were talking off the air. I mean, it would not surprise me if Deer Creek pulled an upset here. And they've got a good football team, but I think Choctaw will ultimately win that ball game and create the matchup with Choctaw and Del City. And that side, Bixby's going to walk through Putnam City North, rest a lot of their players in that game, and get ready for their game against either Booker T or Stillwater. That's a tough one for me. I'm going to ultimately go with who I think is the most athletic team. I'm going to go with Booker T over Stillwater. I wish I could pick the Pioneers. That's who I'd like to see get there. I love those community town programs, but I think Booker T's will probably get past Stillwater in the opening round, and then you got Bixby that will walk through Booker T yet again. And it's going to, in my opinion, on the other side, you're going to have Choctaw, Del City. I want to see Del City win that game.
Speaking of athletic.
Oh, very athletic.
Yeah.
I just –
good defense.
Yeah, they've had a couple games this year where you're looking at the score, and it's almost like, is that right? You know, when we're broadcasting the game. I just don't know. I go back and forth on that one, but I think at the end of the day, it's probably going to be a repeat of last year. It's going to be Choctaw and Bixby in the finals.
I think I would lean toward that direction as well.
I hope I'm wrong on the Stillwater Booker T game, and I hope I'm wrong on the Dell City Choctaw game.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
5A football, we got a little bit of a shuffle in 5A football when we take a look at our rankings. We both have Collinsville number 1. We both have McAllister number 2. Both teams go undefeated. Carl Albert, we both have Carl Albert at number 3 with an 8-2 record. We both have we're all the same.
Yeah,
Guthrie's number 4, Coweta 5.
Yeah. When you look at the East Side schools, okay, and I'm going to set Collinsville aside of this statement for a second, because I think they are the favorite going into the 5A playoffs.
Yes.
And I think most people would agree with that. McAllister, I don't know. I don't have this strong belief in McAllister or Coweta going into this because of their schedules and who they play, and it's just, I just don't. I wrestled with putting another West Side school at 5.
McGinnis?
Yeah. I almost put them
6
at
and
5.
4.
Yeah.
The 4 great wins.
Yeah. I almost put them there. Now,
you say that because what happens if McAllister played McGinnis' schedule? What would McAllister's record be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what would Coweta's record be?
Right.
For that matter, what would Collinsville record be?
Correct.
So 5A's, in my opinion, is wide open.
Yeah.
It's wide open. Even though I think Collinsville's the favorite, they're not a favorite like Bixby is, right? It would take a colossal meltdown for Bixby not to win state this year, in my opinion. You'd have to play the worst game those kids have ever played in their entire lives, turn the ball over a gazillion times, and whoever they're playing is going to have to play a perfect game, and they could lose, right?
Yeah.
But not in 5A. I think there's any number of teams, and there's a couple teams that aren't on our board that could win it as well. So it's just a 5A bracket is really, really competitive, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt. And I had Coweta at number 4 last week. I had Guthrie number 5. I switched that because Guthrie, when you look at Coweta and Guthrie had the best win over McGinnis. They played Carl Albert close. Coweta had one big game on their schedule with McAllister and got blown out 33-2.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm jumping Guthrie over Coweta after having a full season to look at.
Right.
I think Guthrie deserves that spot over Coweta. Yeah. Just going off the regular season again, best win goes to Guthrie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and ultimately, I think there's again, we'll see the bracket here in a second. Before we do that, I got to say though that our friend Ernesto Pena, he's calling the upset already.
Are you saying the 6A? We'll get those in. I just saw those, so I'm gonna stay on 5A football here real quick. But okay. So let's take a look at the 5A football bracket. It's a good one, Phil.
Yeah.
As we look here, Piedmont 5-5 on the road at Lawton MacArthur, 9-1. Tulsa Kelly is at Pryor. Sapulpa is at McAllister. Noble at Guthrie. The other side of the bracket will feature El Reno at Carl Albert, Tahlequah at Coweta, Shawnee at Collinsville, and McGinnis and Ardmore. My quick thoughts here real quick. I'll let you talk more about it. I think the home teams go pretty easy in all these games. There's 2 games that are up for grabs. That Noble at Guthrie contest and McGinnis at Ardmore. After that, I think Collinsville, Coweta, Carl Albert, McAllister, Pryor, MacArthur go through pretty easy on first-round playoffs.
Yeah, and we've broken down the Guthrie Noble game ever since last Friday, because we called the Blue Jay games on Friday nights, and we have strong opinions on that game. I think Noble's going to come out and be able to do some things probably offensively. They throw the ball very well. But I just, when you look at their defense, they gave up 35 to Piedmont earlier in the year. They've just given up a lot of points, and they don't seem to do well with teams that run the ball well, and they sure don't seem to do well with teams that run and throw the ball.
They play them close, though. Noble had a victory over Ardmore in overtime. Yep. They played Lawton MacArthur within 10. It was really back and forth.
No, they're a good football team.
No, absolutely.
I'm not. Yeah, but I do think at the end of the day, Guthrie's going to get that win at home over Noble. I think that Mac will beat Piedmont. I got Pryor beating Bishop Kelly. And I've got McAllister over Sapulpa.
I'm going Bishop Kelly over Pryor.
Yeah, and I've got McAllister over Sapulpa. Carl Albert will walk through El Reno. I don't think that'll be much of a game. Coweta and Tahlequah. I think Coweta will win that first-round game. Collinsville will handle Shawnee easily. I've got McGinnis upsetting Ardmore in the first round, and I wrestled. I was so close to putting Bishop McGinnis in at that number 5 spot. They're just a really good football team, and they're battle tested. They've played, in what I think most people agree is the toughest district in 5A is District 5A too, with
no
Carl
question.
Albert, Guthrie, McGinnis, and Piedmont, and Lawton, Ike, and I mean there's just a lot of good football teams there. So, but I think that's how it'll play out in the first round. You get into the quarters. Now you got Guthrie going to on my bracket. You got Guthrie going to McAllister. I've got Guthrie beating McAllister because I think that's go back to the strength of schedule and who they've played, and I think Guthrie will get that one done. I think Pryor and MacArthur. I think MacArthur beats Pryor. It's going to create a matchup with Lawton, Mack, and Guthrie. Call me a homer. I think Guthrie's going to get to the finals. I really do. I've been on the Guthrie. I've had Guthrie in my top 5 for the last 4 weeks, and I think it's played out to show that was a fair ranking. I think Carl Albert will beat Coweta in the quarters. I think Collinsville and Bishop McGinnis will be a war, but I think Collinsville will get McGinnis in the quarters, and you're going to create that matchup, Carl Albert and Collinsville in the semis. I want so badly to say I think Carl Albert will beat Collinsville so we can have a Guthrie Carl Albert state championship. I don't think it'll happen. I think Collinsville will beat Carl Albert in a tough ball game, although I wouldn't be shocked if Carl Albert won. And then you get into the finals, it's anybody's ball game.
We say Collinsville is the heavy favorite in that.
I wouldn't say heavy,
but
yeah.
they're a favorite. Yeah. But if Collinsville was to win the 5A state championship, they will deserve it because they would have to beat an Ardmore or McGinnis team, and then they would have to beat a Carl Albert or Coweta, and then somebody in the finals. So if Collinsville goes through the bracket, they would definitely earn that deal. I think if you're Guthrie, McAllister, MacArthur, you're glad to be on the other side of the bracket, opposite of Carl Albert's, Collinsville, Ardmore, and McGinnis. So they're all tough, but if you had to pick a side, you want to be on the opposite side of Collinsville, Ardmore, McGinnis, Carl Albert.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's the toughest bracket.
Yeah.
That's the toughest
bracket. Side for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
What do you think?
Well, I don't want to because McAllister's going to MacArthur, McAllister, and Noble. They're all watching close. They want me to say something so they can print something out and put them on the locker room.
They don't care about us.
I've had
you had T-shirts mailed.
I've had T-shirts with mailed to me before, and I've been on locker room bulletin board material, so I ain't going there again.
Yeah, Guthrie's in the state championship.
You
heard it here first.
If a radio guy makes you play harder on a Friday night, then
it's bad.
You got to have some other inspiration.
You think am I giving him material right now?
It's been done before. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So
415 Ridgecrest Drive.
Let's go. Let's real quick here. Ernesto. So we've taken. Yeah. We're looking at 6A and 5A so far in this one. Ernesto says. I took the comment right off there. I apologize, Ernesto. Got to go with Santa Fe because my nephew's on there. I'm biased. Ain't nothing wrong with being biased there.
Nope.
Ernesto's Bixby versus Del City. Del City with the upset according to theirs. So.
Well, that's Ernesto's opinion. I think that's Del City's a very capable football team. They've lost one game all year, but I think they're gonna get clipped in the semis by Choctaw. But I think whoever plays Bixby, and I will just say this, if they stay within 3 touchdowns, it's a victory that night. I think Bixby's that much better than everybody in 6A too.
And we said that last year with Choctaw.
Yeah. No, it was a great game.
It was a good game.
No, it could absolutely happen again, but I'm just Bixby's special. They're special.
No doubt about that. I think it was cousin. No, it was my brother. Here you go, Ronnie Phillips saying Bixby is ranked 19th in the nation.
Yeah,
in the nation. So
they're the one elite football program we have in Oklahoma this year.
Ernesto looking for that 5A2. By the way,
I hope he's right there.
Guthrie, Carl Albert. We do know this. Carl Albert and McGinnis will not be playing the state championship this year. They have done that 4 out of the last 5 years. That will not happen this year.
Now, Ernesto knows a little something about Guthrie football. His son's a starter for the Blue Jays, sophomore number 25, Nico Pena. Really came on at the end of the year and has really had a heck of a sophomore campaign. But I hope Ernesto's right because I'd love to see Carl Albert Guthrie in the state championship game because I think we might get a shot to call that game.
All right, that is 6A through 5A football. We haven't got to 4A, 3A, 2A, or A yet. We're going to do that. We need to take a timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
High School Huddle continues here on a Wednesday night, taking you up to the top of the hour. Cheyenne, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you, and producing game day state championships, cheerleading state championships on Friday and Saturday, Phil. I got the homework done right here. I can tell Friday morning, mid-afternoon, and then Saturday, all day Saturday, all taking place at Moore High School.
I'm a little concerned. We have a broadcast to do Friday afternoon.
Well, it's just a first-round playoff game. This is state championship here, as Broken Arrow was upset last year by Owasso, and they did not take it very well. So we'll see what it.
So what time is this going to be over Friday?
Well, I'm glad you're concerned on a Wednesday night, and you've known I've been had to go through this, but it's.
We weren't on the air.
Oh,
yeah.
Contingency plans are in place.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about this. Oh, you mean for somebody else to cover that so you can get back to the game?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. No. I'll be there to start it. Okay. I won't be there to end it, but I'll be there to start.
All right. I was a little worried there.
Yeah, no. So, again, state cheer Friday and Saturday, Moore High School if you want to go out to that.
Now, how do they decide who goes to state cheer?
Well, they perform, then they have scorecards.
So they do like a
routine, like a game day routine.
Like in a regional or a district?
Correct.
To qualify for state?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they have scoring and all that good stuff. So, Friday starts at 10:30, and then Saturday starts at 9 a.m., both locations at more high school.
And doing your homework, too.
Oh, yeah, no, I got papers print out. And
let's see, who's the
Crossings Christian gets everything started at 10:30 Friday morning.
Is it all classes?
Yeah, you got 2A from Pawnee to Belma Elma to Turpin, all the way up to
Crescent's in there, I saw.
Crescent, yeah, they're good too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They'll be one of the favorites.
Really?
Yeah,
that's outstanding.
And then you got all the way to Class 6A, which is your Broken Arrow. I mentioned that Westmore finished 3rd last year, so yeah.
You might need some help.
just
okay.
Covering it all right.
No, I got
Back to the gridiron here, Class 4A. Let's take a look at the 4A rankings. Phil.
I'm at Tuttle, Cushing, Poto, Clinton, and Bristow for mine.
I got Tuttle, Poto, Cushing, Clinton, Grove.
You're hanging on to that Grove thing.
Grove.
Hanging on to Grove.
Well, we
clutching it with both hands.
No one can beat our Grove team. We have to give them the loss.
Oh boy.
So we're really 10-0, but we wanted to win the district.
So he gave himself the loss.
All right. Let's go over to the 4A bracket, Phil, and take a look at that. Harrah's at Clinton. Bristow at Broken Bow, Fort Gibson at Grove, Elk City at Cushing, other side of the bracket, Newcastle at Tuttle, Hilldale at Wagner, Catoosa at Poto, and Blanchard at Bethany. How about that first-round matchup?
Ooh, that's crazy. I think for me, I'm going to condense this. I'm going on the right side. I'm going to go Tuttle in the semis against in a rematch with their rival Blanchard, who pushed them to the absolute limits last week,
so
14-13.
Just so if that does happen, Blanchard will go on the road to beat Bethany,
yep.
on the road to beat Poto,
yep.
and then play Tuttle in the semis.
Yep.
That's another
gauntlet.
That's a tough task. Yeah.
It's a gauntlet, but I have them getting through it, and I have them playing Tuttle in the semis. I think Tuttle will win again and will be in the championship game. On the other side, I've got Clinton over Harrah. I've got Broken Bow probably. Well, I got Bristow over Broken Bow. Got Grove over Fort Gibson, Cushing over Elk City. Then I have Cushing beating Grove to get in the semis.
It's a great quarter match.
And then I've got Clinton beating Bristow. And so the semis will be Cushing-Bristow. I think you're going to have Cushing over you're going to have Cushing over Clinton. You're going to have a Cushing-Tuttle championship game rematch from a game earlier this year.
Yeah, rematch earlier this year. Tuttle won that game.
Yeah. What big, too.
Yeah. So, Poto undefeated on the year, Tuttle undefeated on the year, the two undefeated teams. But for a really heavy class, that will be a fun bracket to watch
no doubt.
here starting this week. Take a look at the Class 3A rankings, Phil. Lincoln Christian 1, Heritage Hall number 2. I bumped Verdigris up to that number 3 spot. They took down Holland Hall, so I got Holland Hall at the 4 spot. Got Seminole still there at 9-1 in the 5 spot.
Yeah, and I'm a little different here. I got Heritage Hall 1, Lincoln Christian 2, Holland Hall still 3, Seminole at 4, and I put Berry Hill in at 5.
Berry Hill, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. They've had a good season. Those 2 losses, very quality losses, if there's such a thing there.
Yeah.
Take a look at the 3A bracket, Phil. Paul Zelli's at Heritage Hall. Stigler at Berry Hill. That's a great first-round matchup.
That's a vicious first-round matchup.
8-2 matchup there. Yeah. Veneta at Tulsa Lincoln Christian, Anadarko at Sulphur. The other side of the bracket, Kingfishers at Plainview, Verdigris at Seminole. Another great first-round matchup. Both teams 9-1, Verdigris and Seminole. Shakota 3-7. 3-7 make the playoffs. They take on Tulsa Holland Hall. Congratulations on making the playoffs, Shakota. Lone Grove 7-3, taking on Perkins Tryon, who finished the year 8-2.
Yeah, I've got Heritage Hall in the championship game. I'm going to condense it a little bit. Heritage Hall getting through the bracket, getting up to in the championship game, and I think they're going to be taking on, you ready?
Ready.
Seminole in the state championship game.
Well, I got to tell you, Perkins Tryon.
You're welcome, Doug.
Yeah, Perkins Tryon.
Pretty good football.
I think they'll have a great chance. Holland Hall, member, with a couple injuries in there. Yeah. I think Perkins Tryon will have an opportunity to take down Holland Hall. To get to the semifinals. Now, whether they can take down like a Plainview or Seminole, I'm not sure. But Perkins could be the sleeper on that side of the bracket. So the PT Deers, I was in Perkins last week, so I don't know why I said that, but I think Perkins Tryon can sneak one in. If Holland Hall with those injuries. Still a good quality program, but I think Perkins might have a good chance at him.
If Holland Hall didn't have these 2 key injuries, I would have them in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But they took some massive hits a couple weeks ago.
Now, Heritage Hall is going to be your heavy favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
To win that one there.
Absolutely.
So, but if you're Perkins, you're glad to be on the other side of that. So,
absolutely.
Good stuff there. Let's get into it real quick. We got one more break, but I think we can get to the 2A rankings. Then we'll take a break after that and get set for Class A rankings. I got a lot to say on Class A. Class 2A rankings, Washington, number 1. I've had them there almost all season long. 10-0 on the year. I bumped Barlow up to the number 2 spot. They're 10-0 on the season. OCS at 10-0. Speaking of OCS, let me pull up my 2A notes. OCS, first off, Washington has won 33 straight regular season wins.
Pretty good.
Of course, this is the playoffs, but OCS, by the way, 18 straight regular season wins. I got Beggs, number 4, took a loss this week, bumped him into 4, and I got Vian at number 5 with a 9-1 record.
Yeah, I've got Washington at 1, OCS at 2, Vian at 3, Beggs at 4, and Marlowe, 10-0 Marlowe at 5.
All right, let's take a look at the 2A bracket, and it will feature these games here real quick. There's a whole bunch of them. Prague at OCS, Davis at Community Christian, Keys at Eufaula, Tulsa Metro Christian, state champions at Sperry, Purcell is at Marlowe, Perry is at Chandler, Adair at Tulsa Victory Christian. Tulsa Victory Christian with an impressive schedule this year, victory-wise. Hugo's at Tulsa Cassia Hall, Atoka at Vian, Sequoia Claremore at Beggs, Alva at Crossing Christians, Bethel at Lindsay, Kiefer at Owasso's Rejoice Christian, Pacola at Antlers, Comanche at Washington, and Jones at Luther.
Yeah, I've got Washington getting to the championship game from the right side. That's a tough side of the bracket, no doubt about it.
Yeah, 2A's pretty stacked.
Just stacked. And then I'm going to go a little bit outside. I think Marlowe's going to make it to the finals. I've got Marlowe playing Washington for the championship.
The Outlaws of Marlowe. You look at Washington, they'll get past Comanche fairly easy this week, but then they would host probably Jones. Jones is on the road to Luther.
Who's playing really good ball right now.
So, you have Carson May there at Jones, and then you could have Rejoice Christian and Washington just trying to get to the semifinals in that one. But Chandler Marlowe would be a great second-round matchup if both teams can get there. Then you have OCS taking on maybe a Community Christian, but then you have Eufaula in there. So a lot of teams are going to have a hard time getting to the semifinals.
Yeah, there's going to be some fabulous football played in the first and second rounds. 2A, no doubt.
By the way, that 2A, I went through all those games. No Millwood.
No Millwood
this year.
Best player transferred out, too.
Oh, boy, there it is. Take a final timeout. We come back, take a look at the Class A bracket. Phil, you got cash number 1. The resume's there.
They moved up.
Ooh, you had them at 3.
I had them at 3. They moved up.
All 10 games are in the books.
They moved up.
All right.
Yep.
See if Phil moves the Wildcats to the number 1 spot after our final timeout. This is the High School Huddle, brought to you by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden.
Golden
He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Again, thank you for joining us once again. Week 11 of the high school football season is here. Shining back in our Stillwater studio. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We have some severe weather in the state, and it sounds like we had to bump off the radio there for a little bit because of severe weather. But we can take a look at radar here, Phil, on for our video audience. But there is a tornado warning down south, way down there in Carter County. But we had some hail and rain come through the Guthrie area not too long ago, and now Chandler and Wellston, our friends over in Kearney and Agra, are starting to get some weather up there. Perkins, Ripley, just now leaving the Stillwater area. So
late in the year for this stuff.
There's your radar update.
I like this late.
I know, a little hail through Guthrie. So, okay, before we get to a Class A, I didn't want to do this, Ryan Cutting, but you brought it up. He says, no faith in the Demons. Well, Ryan, Demons went down this week.
I had them number one.
You had them number one. Victory Christian beats them 27-26.
That's right.
And so Beggs is hosting Sequoia Claremore. A Beggs victory has them on the road at Vian in round 2. That would be a very fun game.
Fun game. I mean, Beggs is capable.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They just can't seem to get past the private schools.
Or maybe Vian next week.
Yeah.
So
if Cotting would do a little more for his alma mater.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Well, I mean, if he would, support the program a little bit more.
All right. I'm rooting for Beggs. I like Vian, though. We saw him last year at the state championship.
Yeah, very good.
But we'll fight for you, Ryan Cotting, in the Beggs Demons. We'll see what they have in store. Okay, Phil, here we go. Class A rankings. You've had Cashin number 3. Did you
all
ever
week, all year.
Did you ever have them at number 1?
No, not once.
State champions from a year ago.
Graduated a lot of people.
Couldn't even get number 1.
Graduated a lot of people. Lost the first game.
First game to a class, not in their class. They took on a Class 2A program and got beat.
Who was it that beat them?
Was it Tulsa Metro Christian?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're going to make me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up real quick. I got
a little time.
Yeah, no, I just I'm pretty sure. And it was the first. Wasn't the first game out?
I thought first or second.
Cashin. Rejoice Christian. I'm sorry.
Rejoice
I was off. I was
a little
off.
different than Tulsa Metro Christian.
Still a 2A program.
No, I know, but isn't
Cashin
Metro Christian a little better than Rejoice Christian?
It could be debatable. So, I mean, didn't get beat by someone in their own class. I mean, they're not playing a 2A state tournament. They're playing Class A. So, all right.
You done?
You move them to 1?
I moved them.
All right, here we go. Class A rankings.
I've got Ringling firmly at number 1 in Class A. Had them there all year.
There's our fans in Cashin.
I lost a chiropractor over this. I've got Cashin at number 2 now. Fairview, who knocked off my Hooker ball club last week in a good ball game. Fairview at 3, Hooker 4, and Gore at 5.
You know, Cashin beat Tonquah in the other day. That I would say that's a quality win, right, Phil?
Yeah.
By the way, I have Cashin number 1, 9-1 on the year. Ringling number 2, Gore number 3. Fairview jumps into my top 5 at 4. Hooker with the loss of Fairview at 5 spot with a 9-1 record. Phil, here's Ringling this year. Here's their victories: Atoka, Dickinson, Marietta, Stratford, Wynnewood, Rush Springs, Helton, Dibble, Wayne, Elmore, City, Purnell, which is probably their best win, and they won by 47 points.
They're good.
Yeah, they are good.
They really play great defense. They're very, very good. Cashin's very, very good. Wouldn't surprise me. You know, of course, you're going to pull a bracket up here. I would think it might have to be a little bit smaller, the writing. I'm not going to be able to see it, but.
Oh, that's why I print my brackets out.
Yeah. So you don't print me a copy.
It's part of the homework process.
I think, oh, wow, look at this down here. Cashin, Dibble, and then Hooker.
Oh, there's a bunch of those. Yeah, second-round matchups are going to be unbelievable.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, you can have you more than likely will have a Cashin Hooker second-round matchup.
Yeah.
Also, second-round matchup, you'll have Tonquah and Fairview,
Crazy.
a second-round matchup. A Ringling Minko second-round type matchup.
Yeah.
Pawhuska Okemah second-round matchup. Class A. It'll be a fight just to get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Just to get to the quarterfinals. So the Class A is a great bracket, and we'll go ahead and give you the matchups in Class A for our radio audience. Cordell at Fairview, Wayne at Tonkawa, Oklahoma Union at Morrison, Stroud at Warner 9-1.
Yeah.
Hinton at Ringling, Moreland at Minko, Porter at Mounds, Pawnee at Commerce, Hominy at Pawhuska, another great first round. You're talking about a rival game right there. 7-3 Hominy taking on 8-2 Pawhuska. Colcord at Okemah, Burns Fight Dell City at Mangum, Oklahoma Christian Academy at Elmore City Purnell. That'd be a good first-round matchup as well. Wewoka at Gore, Quapaw at Woodland, Dibble at Cashin, and Apache at Hooker.
Yeah, I think, just for the sake of time, I've got Ringling getting through the finals. I think Cashin will get through the finals. I think it'll be a Ringling-Cashin final, and then anything can happen in that ballgame.
Man, you look at that. Look at this bracket. Cashin, have a fairly easy time with Dibble, I do believe, in the first round. Then it would have to beat Hooker.
Yeah.
Then it would have to beat Gore, probably.
Yeah.
Gore, who's undefeated this year.
Right.
And then you would have to play probably someone like a Pawhuska or somebody that –
repeat from last year's semis.
Heck, the quarters or second round might be tougher than their semifinal game.
I think they are.
It could be that way.
Yeah.
Fairview undefeated. Again, they would have to take on Tonkawa. Then if they can do that, they would have to get past probably like someone like Ringling. So Class A football, Class 2A football are very, very, very stacked.
Competitive.
Let's real quick for our small school fans out there. Class B playoffs, again, Laverne, Dewar, Davenport, and Velma Alma will be the favorites. Laverne and Velma Alma will be a great semifinal. Dewar and Davenport favorites to get to the semis. I think Laverne might be the favorite to win that in Class B. And then you look at Class C, Tyrone, Mountain View, Gotebo. I love saying Mountain View, Gotebo.
I know you do.
Maud and Timberlake, Mountain View, Gotebo, more than likely.
What's their mascot?
Mountain View, Gotebo.
Goblins.
No, not the Goblins.
That would sound good, though.
That would be good. Dadgone it, and I had them during the state basketball tournament. Mountain View, Gotebo. Are they the Tigers? I think they might be the Tigers. Nope, they are the Tigers. Tigers. The Tigers. Tigers. All right, just like that. 7 o'clock.
All done.
I mean, it's like
fastest hour in radio.
I mean, it's like a full court press, and we're facing a 4th down and 10 every single week when we get into these playoff scenarios. So, best of luck to your teams this week. And if we get them all right, we'll tell you about them. If we get them wrong, we won't even mention it up. So you better have a good memory and watch the replay to call us out. But best of luck to your team, whoever that may be. Big thank you to Cheyenne back in our Stillwater studio. Watch the weather. I think most of it is on the other side of I-35, and I think we should be clear. But keep your eye on the weather on this Wednesday night. Big thank you to Bill back in the Stillwater studio as well for all their work throughout the entire year. For Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. Until next time, this has been the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
This has been the High School Huddle on Hot 93.7 FM. Be sure to tune in next week as we break down more of the top games and news from across the state of Oklahoma.